Ladies and gentlemen, El Prazo Man back with another video for you. And we're going to be covering the last resonator that we have not talked about in this patch. That's right, my friends. Chisa, the one and only, is back. She is currently running in Wuthering Waves version 3.1 alongside Imyth and Lupa. And of the three, I feel like that in all of my social media circles that I've seen more questions and speculation about Chisa and her role in the current and future meta than either of the other two, interestingly. This surprised me at first glance, but upon closer inspection, it sort of, I guess, makes sense. Most wuwa players discovered right away, and oftentimes to their own dismay, that Imyth is attached at the hip to 2 or 3 characters, right? And we know who those characters are. We've already discussed that. And Lupa, well, everyone knows that Lupa is basically exclusively fusion. Very simple. Imyth, Lupa, very simple. We know what's going on with them. You either have the teams for them or you don't. But Chisa, well, what exactly is her role? When and where will she land in the future of meta? And what teams make the most sense for her right now, in the meantime? We never really want to recommend pulling for future impact, but in this game, there is no power creep, and so what we see a lot is a thing called reverse power creep. We saw it with Yuno, and I think that we could be starting to see this develop in a little bit slower of a manner with Chisa. And so that's kind of what we'll discuss today. We'll talk about what her best teams are right now if you really like this character and want to pull her. But I will say, regardless of anything you might take away from what I'm going to talk about or what anyone else will talk about, only pull her if you like this character. That's what I always tell people anyways, because I don't think anyone truly pulls just for meta. We acquire the characters that we want so that we can have fun playing this game and making our account our own. I don't want my account to look exactly like yours and the next guy's and the next guy's. And that's why we really do it. However, like I've said in previous videos, we just can't help but want to see that damage number on the screen be as high as it can possibly be. It's just a thing in gacha games. Can't describe it, but you all know what I'm talking about if you play these games and have been playing them for long enough. So let's kind of break down who this character is and what she does. Chisa is, of course, a student from Star Torch Academy that was introduced in originally only 2 patches ago in version 2.8. So rerunning one of the quickest rerun turnaround times that we've seen since a very early game, right? Not in the last year, I don't feel like, have we seen a character rerun only 2 patches after their release. And especially without still a premium team. And I'll show you more about what I'm talking about. But anyways, yeah, Chisa, a student from Star Torch Academy that when she was released, we were exploring Honami, and we had not really seen anything but glimpses from her memories of Star Torch Academy and Lahai Roy. And so we kind of got, during her release, we got the teaser for what was to come in 3.0 and beyond. And so I think we will see her become more integral and intertwined in not only the meta in the future, but also in the main story. So very, very intriguing character here. All right. Let's go ahead and look at Chisa on the
Scissors at the ready.
roster, right? So, Chisa, weapons. Once again, we have another character here that, in my opinion, really, really needs her signature weapon. Um, I get tired of saying this in every video, but yeah, she does. She fucking needs it. No question. There are only a couple of team comps that really, really make a lot of sense for her right now. Unless you have some vertical investment, and then you can sort of just throw her in as a sub DPS on most teams. But even on those teams, you're not really going to be receiving the full benefit of her kit because it is so niche. However, the couple teams that she's going to be effective on really do rely on the passive from her weapon. So let's go ahead and look at what her weapon does. So it does give a pretty decent attack main stat, but the crit rate is where it makes up for the main attack stat lacking. 36% crit rate is pretty nice. That's pretty damn nice. A lot of the other limited SIG weapons give like 24 or something. So that's a really nice stat. It makes building her crit rate stat really, really easy with her Sonata. So the SIG weapon is definitely the way to go. And the passive increases attack by 12%. Nothing groundbreaking there. And when the wielder casts intro skill or inflicts negative statuses, they gain 8% resonance liberation damage bonus, stacking up to 3 times for 15 seconds. At max stacks, when resonators in the team inflict negative statuses, they gain 24% all attribute damage bonus for 15 seconds. Effects of the same name cannot be stacked. And so, right away, what this tells you is that if you know anything about the game and what negative statuses mean in this game, you know that it's still kind of a new thing. Not even necessarily new, but it's just not. It's not utilized, and not very many characters can proc this. So, if you're thinking in your head, you can probably guess who they are or what teams she makes sense in. Now, I'll give you a little bit of a sneak peek because I'm not at teams yet, but I'll just say right now that I don't have Cartithia and Chacona on this account, but obviously she is a really, really good option for a replacement for Arrow Rover. Not a huge upgrade, to be honest. Probably almost a side grade or a minimal upgrade to Arrow Rover, but which is not really what you're looking for from a limited character, right? Is like a very, very small upgrade from the free main character. No, obviously we know that this character is meant to do more, and we've been waiting to see what that more is. So yeah, Arrow Rover, or excuse me, Chacona and Cartithia. Chisa is an option on that team. Once again, though, without this weapon, absolutely not an option. Don't even consider it. So if you're going to be playing her with Cartithia, you absolutely need Kumokiri. No two ways about it. Probably going to be the case with the other two teams that I'm going to demo today. I will still, just for shits and giggles, we'll look at a couple other decent options. Lustrous Razor is going to be the most obvious one. That's just sort of going to be a stat stick, give you some ER, gives pretty high attack, a bonus attack stat, and then some ER, and is going to stack are going to give you some resonance liberation damage bonuses when you cast the resonance skill. So up to 21%. This is again going to be, if you were to use this, that would be, I guess, if you went for sequence nodes instead of her signature weapon, which I don't think most players do that because the sig weapon's guaranteed. If you are going to be investing vertically, you're obviously getting the weapon. So I don't really see even a great reason to use that if I'm honest. And you know, this Lupa's weapon could also be a decent stat stick, but again, cannot interact with all of the passives. So it says performing intra-skill or resonance liberation increases resonance liberation damage by 24%. Obviously, that would work for her. And it says dealing heavy attack damage extends this effect by 4 seconds up to 1 time, and each successful extension gives 24% fusion damage bonus to all resonators in the team. So she can't really, she can't extend it is the problem. Needs heavy attack damage for that. That's not really a function of her kit. So in my opinion, that's out, and that really just leaves you with this weapon. You know, I don't even think the free-to-play options that I love any of those, if I'm being completely honest. So it's like the best free-to-play option is gonna be, let me see if I have it. No, I don't. No. Meditations on Mercy is what it's called. And the passive there it revolves around negative statuses, and that's the reason that you could use that. And that one, the passive is dealing damage to enemies with negative statuses, increases the wielder's attack by 4% for 10 seconds. And it's stackable up to 4 times. So, again, like that's a really, really crappy option still. Yes, she can interact with the negative statuses, but we're not looking for weapons that are just going to buff Chisa's damage, because we don't really care that. Chisa does a decent amount of damage, but that's not what we're looking for out of a weapon. She is first and foremost a support and buffer. So, anyways, get the weapon, or don't get her. Sonata set, there is an argument to be made for rejuvenating glow, particularly if you're using her on a spectral frazzle team. The other current options, which I'm going to show you in a second for teams, you're going to want to just use this, what I have set up right here on her, the Thread of Severed Fate and the Havoc Eclipse for the 2-piece. And it's just kind of the easiest. It's the go-to right now. It's all the rage. So anyways, I've got her using Crownless right now, Dreamless, excuse me. And however, the Threnodian Leviathan is what is probably gonna be her best bet for main Echo. It's just gonna give you a little bit more Resonance Liberation bonus when you inflict Havoc Bane. So perfectly tailored to her kit, but Dreamless, I'm a fan of it. I like the way, I don't know, I'm goofy like that sometimes. I like the animation. I kind of like the way that it flows with her combos, and I'll show you when I'm playing her. And it deals a bunch of havoc damage as well. So yeah, this one obviously made for Havoc Rover, but yeah, that's what we have on her. So anyways, whoops. What are you doing, buddy? As far as stats go, you're going to want to run, you can either do attack or havoc damage bonus. Both are going to be fine here, to be frank, but obviously just focus on your crit stats. Again, if you have the SIG weapon, which you should, you're going to already have a nice 36% starting out with. So, you know, I probably could go crit damage on this one. I have really high crit rate on her, probably a little bit too high. But not necessarily too high, but I could get the crit damage higher. Anyways, we're going to talk about what she does here. And really, the Liberation, the Forte Circuit, and the Resonance skill are going to be the things to focus on first. And as always, the inherent skills are very important to get tuned up as soon as possible. And of course, the crit stats that are in the corners here, you get 4 bonuses. That adds up to what, like, I don't know, 6, like 9% extra crit rate. So pretty nice. Just another little piece that makes building the echoes out a lot easier. So, anyways, one of the things that is going to make Chisa valuable currently, and this is what we have right now, is that she can increase the max stacks of Fusion Burst. And we now finally have a Fusion Burst DPS. Our only problem is that we don't really have a middle slot. So, what are we to do? Well, fortunately, Kuro has granted us with the queen of sub DPS, Lene, and she can just kind of be thrown in anywhere. She probably is more important, honestly, on this team than Chisa is. But Chisa has her place and she does her job. And I'm just going to show you quickly how to play. And I am by no means an authority or expert on this. But I have worked out a few runs here, a few rotations, and it is quite simple. So we'll start with Chisa, and we're going to hit her skill right away, and then just some basic attacks to build this up to about 60%. And then we'll use the Liberation to get some good damage here, and the Echo, and then we'll run the Chainsaw, and you basically, oh no, or you die. Well, we have to restart that. Forgive me, it's 5 in the morning here. Okay. Skill. Okay, Liberation. You run the Echo. Okay, dodge now, you'll hold skill. The Chainsaw, and then get a big, and pretty much interruption proof there. And then Lene is ready. As soon as that outro is ready, you'll bring Lene in. And you're going to charge her skill there, and 3 leaps in the air, and then a plunging attack. And then Imith should be ready. Yes, she is. You're going to do a few basic attacks till you see that resonance skill's ready, and then you're going to cast the initial Liberation. Then you're going to press resonance skill immediately after that. You can fit the Echo in somewhere. Don't fit the tune break. Okay, a few basic attacks until you'll get another resonance skill. Press that. And then charged attack and a second ultimate that will just blast off. And then back to Chisa. Okay, again, build up the gauge a bit, then Liberation. Get some nice damage there. Chainsaw. And Lene's ready.
Tie a bow and call that my signature.
There we go. Charge. Yeah. Sometimes you don't have enough in the gauge to charge it. Okay, she's ready already. Cast that liberation again. Skill immediately. I usually sneak the echo in right there. Another skill. Charged attack. And liberation. Okay. Chisa again. See, I just oh no, don't kill me again. Almost. Oh, I was so pissed. Chainsaw. So we can fit the liberation in before the clock goes. Okay. Okay. Decent score. Not amazing. And that's with the Fusion Burst buff. And my speculation on this team is that Chisa is... It's really hard to say, dude. It's hard to recommend pulling on Chisa for future potential, because of the three characters on the team, Chisa is still the most replaceable. And so it's just kind of hard to put your finger on where does she truly belong. And so, we're gonna next do a little experiment here. I'm not going to, I don't want to take up too much of your time, so I'm not gonna show you also with Shorekeeper, but I can tell you that with Shorekeeper, I'm getting around, I don't know, 3,500 with this team. And Chisa can also interact with, Phoebe can interact with Chisa's weapons passive. So we're just going to use the general buff just for the hell of it and just kind of see where we are. So, Chisa Spectro Frazzle. This is our probably second best option. Meet your end. Swift and resolute. Time those combos just right with arrowed over, and I'm not very good at it.
No hesitation.
Okay. Cast that right away, and the echo. Then do the liberation. And then basically just run out her rotation now that we've activated the whatever it's called mode. Until her gauge runs out, gauge is out, and back to Chisa. Rinse and repeat. And so it'd be nice to see, it'd be interesting to see here if we can get the same score as with Shorekeeper that instead of Chisa. As of right now, I'm on pace for a slightly worse score.
I sense your weakness. One is the sound.
I'm also playing this very slow though. BB rotations are just slow in general. I don't like them. Oh no, of course, Chisa dies. Oh god. I'm not gonna edit this video and edit that out though. Warts and all. Okay, you get the gist. Chisa is certainly an option. I would not recommend pulling Chisa for it at this moment in time. I would not recommend pulling Chisa for anyone other than Imeth Fusion Burst. I still think that there's not really a meta, at least not for meta, because there's not really a meta Havoc Bane situation in this game right now. I don't really recommend pulling her for Cartithia teams. I think you can use Arrow Rover, and you don't need to spend your asteroid on a limited character, and you would have to get her weapon. You're talking potentially, 200 pulls or more to guarantee her and her weapon. So, I don't recommend it for Cartithia. I only recommend pulling Chisa right now if you really like her and you have faith that things are going to work out for her in the future, or if you have Ibith and you like Fusion Burst and you think it's cool, you're excited about it, any of that kind of stuff. But short of that, my advice is maybe pass for now and wait and see where she winds up in the next 3 to 4 patches. These characters have been rerunning so quickly that, Lupa has ran 3 times now since July. Since July, which is, 6-7 months ago, she has ran 3 times. So, don't worry, just because Lupa or Chisa has ran twice in the last 3 or 4 months does not mean that she's not going to run again in another 2 patches or so. She probably will, especially if they do wind up adding another perfect second slot teammate for Imeth Fusion Burst teams. So hold off for now, unless you really like this character, you really want her. Thank you for bearing with me, guys. Please, if you don't mind, like this video, subscribe to my channel. Please go follow me over on Twitch. Trying to build a nice little streaming community there. I do have a limited 5-star giveaway going on if you follow my channel on Twitch, so come hang out with me on there, and we'll get you all the details on my Twitch feed. So we'll see you over there. I'm on there every single night. Thank you guys, much love. Until the next one, bye for now.